Hello scientists! I just want to do a quick video on how to do covalent bonding, naming, and formula writing. And this is attached to your work from today. This is the very back page, so by the time you get to this part, you should have already taken your video notes on covalent bonding and naming, as well as work through the simulation tool to help warm you up to the work that you are doing with this. So one thing you will see included in your handout is this little slide. And what it does is it gives you the prefixes that goes with the number of atoms. For like mono is 1, hexa is 6, deca is 10. And I also included how you would go about naming a compound formula when it is covalent. And also 2 exceptions to the rule. Okay, so let's do this real quick. Alright, so we have a couple of examples here. I'm going to start with carbon dioxide, and we're going to write the formula for it. So if I have out my periodic table, I can look up and see that the symbol for carbon is capital C. And if I see oxide, that tells me that I have oxygen. Di, well, if I don't know what di is, I could just look here and see that di is 2. So here we only have 1 carbon, so we write carbon, but we have 2 oxygens. So for carbon dioxide, you have 1 carbon and 2 oxygen. Okay, I want to show you number 2. Number 2, we have diphosphorus pentoxide. And what you'll do, you'll notice we have the di here for 2 phosphorus. If I look at my periodic table, it tells me that symbol is capital P. Pent, well, I'm not sure what pent is, but remember pentagon is a 5-sided object, so penta is 5. Then oxide tells me that this element is oxygen. So now I'm ready to write my formula. So we have phosphorus, well there's 2 of those, that's P2, and then O5, so we have 5 oxygens. And then let's see, I want to show you number 3, and then I'll give you 3 good examples on this side. So we have di, and then we have mono. So for the first one we have di, we know di is 2, nitrogen is the capital N for its symbol, mono is 1, and oxide tells me that we have oxygen. So we have 2 nitrogen and 1 oxygen. Okay, so we have N2O. Alright, so those give you 3 really good examples on how to go from the name to the formula. Now let's go from formula to the name. And I just want to show you a few on this one. Let's see, what shows on the camera really well. Let's start with, let's see, let's do 5 and 7 for sure. So let's start with 5. So 2 tells me what prefix I need to use. So if I go back to my sheet, I see that 2 is di. So I might make a note there that 2 is di. And it's going to go with the symbol right before it. So this tells me I have 2 nitrogens. So di, nitrogen. And for spelling, you can always go to your periodic table to get your spelling. There's only 1 oxygen, so 1 is mono oxide. So dinitrogen monoxide. Okay, and then if you have a situation where you have, let's say NO, where you know you have an understood 1 here and here, but you don't put mono in front of the first element, you just jump straight into nitrogen. But this will be monoxide. Okay, I want to show you one more. I'll show you number 7. We already know that 2 is di, and the 2 goes with nitrogen, and the 3 is tri, and once again, you can always go back to your sheet here until you memorize these. Okay, and 3 goes with the element before it, which is oxygen. So here we have di, and then nitrogen, trioxide. Okay, so that gives you 3 examples there. So my advice to you is to go through it and practice this, because by doing this, that's how you learn it. And we'll go over it tomorrow. Bye.